Despite the fact that I love watching adaptations of A Christmas Carol, I wasn't sure initially if I would end up liking the 2006 animated version. This is directed by Richard Machin and written by Sean Catherine Derrick, of course, based on the novella by Charles Dickens. And the reason I wasn't sure I'd like it is because I really don't like the animation style. It's kind of clunky and rough, and I don't really care for it. However, as the film went on, I don't know exactly when because that's kind of the point I'm going to make, but at some point my brain just got used to watching that style and I kind of forgot I didn't like it. So I think it kind of worked quite well in the end, but to begin with, I wasn't entirely sure. But I guess the point there is that if, like me, you've looked at this and thought, I don't like that style, give it a go, because hopefully the same thing will happen to you. It basically follows the classic story of A Christmas Carol, but with animals. And I really like that concept. And we have our character of Scrooge. Scrooge is voiced by Tim Bentick, and he's visited by the ghost of Marley and three spirits who are going to teach him the error of his ways. And it basically follows the classic story with recognisable characters like Cratchit and Tiny Tim. And I'm pleased with how it went. With regards to the spirits, my favourite, and it kind of made me laugh out loud, it's the ghost of the ghost of or the spirit of Christmas future. Whatever you imagine it might look like, I'd put money on it not looking like that. It took me by surprise. I found it amusing, but I actually really liked it and it worked really well. It's good fun. I found it to be a little bit more amusing than the average adaptation. It's not a funny film, a funny story, but I think because we have animals and some of them are kind of quite quirky and they look quite funny, it just seemed to be a little funnier. That's not to say it didn't have sentimental moments such as, with Tiny Tim, but it definitely felt lighter than a lot of adaptations. We also have some great songs. There are some pretty catchy songs in this, and I found them to be pretty great. Not memorable completely in the sense that I'm now singing the songs to myself, but I think if I were to watch this a few times over, the songs would easily get stuck in my head. Would I watch it a few times over? Well, it's unlikely. I'm probably never ever going to watch it on my own again, but if somebody was watching it and I was in the room or something like that, then I'd pay attention. It's not too bad. It definitely wasn't a great start as I didn't think I'd get used to the style, but thankfully I did. It's obviously a great story. The characters are very likeable, some of them are quite funny, and the music is great. So, all things considered, I'm glad I stuck with it. If you're also a fan of adaptations of A Christmas Carol, and particularly animated versions, then this one's probably worth checking out.